Hello, I'm Kate Farmer, and I'm going to be showing you some of the exercises in Thinking Horse. Thinking Horse is about understanding the ways horses communicate and learn from each other, and how we can use those ways and apply them in our own relationships with our own horses every day. The first thing that we have to understand, and it does sound a little strange, is that you need to forgive your horse for being a horse. No horse is ever naughty or stubborn or trying it on. They always have a very good reason for doing whatever they do, if you can just see it from their point of view. When you can start to leave behind the ideas of human behaviour and interpreting horse behaviour as if it were a human, then you'll find the whole relationship becomes much clearer and easier to understand, and the horse becomes much easier to train. We'll be doing the exercises with Carrie. She's an 8-year-old Haflinger who has started using these methods. We'll also be doing some exercises with Emily. She's an 11-year-old thoroughbred who has started conventionally and then started using these methods a couple of years ago. You'll see differences in the way the horses respond. We'll aim to show you how the exercises should work, and we'll also show you some of the ways that things can go wrong and some of the ways that you might start to correct that. Because we're showing you a summary of the exercises, some of the exercises we only do on one side, but when you do this yourself, do make sure to work on both sides. The horse responds quite differently on the left and on the right. That's normal, but you need to work on both sides when you put this into practice with your horse. As you work through these exercises, don't forget to refer to the booklet. We're showing you how the whole picture should look, but you need to understand the reason why we're doing it and what all this means to the horse. You'll find that in the theoretical background, so do use that as a companion and compare what you see with what you read before you start working with your own horse. The other thing that's very, very important to remember is your own frame of mind when you go to work with the horse. You need to give it a feeling of calm authority. You need to be the leader that it trusts, not the leader that it's afraid of. So if you're feeling irritated or annoyed or excited or upset yourself, that's not a good time. Leave it and come back later. Make sure you're feeling in a positive, relaxed frame of mind, and you'll get much, much better results. Right, let's go and put it all into practice. The first thing we need to consider when working with the horse is that before we do anything, we need to have the attention. If we don't have the horse's attention, it's not going to pick up the signals we're giving it, it's not going to be able to respond, and it's not going to be able to learn. But we also need to remember that for the horse, having its attention on the environment is how it survives. That's how it looks out for predators. So when Carrie here starts to look around, that's a perfectly natural reaction that she has to be able to do just to make sure that there's no danger around. So when I ask her to give me her attention and to focus on me, she takes her attention off the surroundings, and she needs to trust me to do that. So when you do this with your horse for the first time, make sure that you look for even just a little bit to start with. Don't ask for 5 or 6 seconds, just 1 second is plenty to start with, and it'll build up as you go. Now Carrie's a little bit sleepy today because it's a nice warm day, so I'll just try and wake her up from that, because similarly if she's asleep I don't have her attention. And by moving the rope from side to side, I can guide her eyes towards me until she's looking at me with both eyes. When the horse gets distracted, it very often looks away with one eye. That's not enough. You need to have both eyes on you. So if you see one eye going away, just a little bit of activity on the rope in whatever direction you need to bring both eyes back. And when you have both eyes, reward the horse with nice soft strokes on the forehead. The horse isn't allowed to invade your space at that time. If it steps forward, you can just shake on the rope a little bit like that to send it back. That'll send her back a step. Don't let the horse come towards you. It needs to have the distance away from you and to focus on you with both eyes. So now let's try the same exercise with Susanna and Emily. Let's get her attention focusing on you. So Susanna, first please stand in front of Emily, around about 1 metre in front of her, looking towards her. And taking the rope to the side, just guide her head so that she's looking towards you. Now she slipped out to the right. Now, pulling her towards you then, that's going to happen. Shake the rope and send her back. But in fact, she was really doing what you asked. You pulled the rope towards you. The rope needs to go to the side so that you're just moving her head a little sideways. That's it. So with your left hand now wide, that's good. That's very good. Okay. Now she's in the middle looking at you, so give her a nice stroke on her forehead. Whoops. Now she slipped away. Try not to pet her when she's looking away, only when she's in the middle and looking at you. That's it. Very good. Now give her a stroke on her forehead. Very good indeed.